Hello, everybody. Welcome to Post Credits, our talk show that we are going to be doing before we do our gameplay for Saturday nights.
Hooray.
Currently, the game that we are playing... Oh, by the way, I'm Dry Archuleta. I am here with Robbie.
Hi.
And Sam.
Hey.
And E is our producer behind the camera.
Hello.
He'll be the one playing Half-Life whenever we start doing that. After Post Credits, we'll take a small break, and then we'll come back with that show whenever we do that later tonight. We're still figuring a couple things out here, obviously.
Yeah. Work in progress.
Yeah, a little bit of work in progress. I'm right here next to the mixer when I'm over here. I like this now.
Yeah.
I'm like half producer. Give us a little more. So yeah, what's up, everybody?
Yo.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
The ceiling.
The ceiling, yeah. Man, we didn't watch a thing tonight.
Didn't get to.
Didn't get to. We were setting up all of this stuff here. So,
I showed E the first 2 minutes of Anime Crime Division. That's about it.
That is true.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it.
So, E, what's your review of the first 2 minutes of Anime Crime Division?
That intro's a bit of a bop.
Okay, all
A
right.
slight bop.
There we go. We're bopping now.
I mean, it's fun. I'll watch it.
I'm going to adjust this mic a little bit again.
Okay.
Oh, my God. This is so tight.
Is that it? I wonder if that's heard.
Oh,
Probably.
yeah. This is definitely
yeah.
heard.
Since it's right next to his microphone, they heard all of that.
Oh, my God. My wrist does not like this at all. I'm wearing a nerd bracelet, by the way.
Nerd
They can see
bracelet.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have cameras for this
We do.
live show.
I showed them. Look at this camera in front of me. It's beautiful.
And that one.
Yeah. It's like we're looking at each other, and they're off to the side a little bit.
A little bit.
And I don't even have to look at anyone.
It's the
It's
interview.
true.
You guys can't even tell if I'm ignoring you.
Which is always a yes. But now we can't tell.
Yeah, you've definitely got that interview angle to where like the camera's slightly off, so like you're looking at somebody but not at the actual camera.
So, Rob, let me make the glasses down. So, I see in my notes here you
God damn it.
Fought
don't like
a
prison.
vending machine?
No.
Tell me about that.
Nope, probably shouldn't make that joke.
If you envision yourself as a fruit, what fruit do you think you would be and why? You
Probably a pomegranate.
Huh, that's weird.
Hmm.
And why?
I was gonna say like an avocado, but I don't know. Is that a fruit?
Yeah, this is
No,
You
it's
envision you as an avocado or
No,
Robbie as an avocado?
Robbie's an avocado.
Because he's green?
because he has
No,
a big
he's just
pit
an
in his
avocado.
stomach.
Because he has a big heart.
You guys are missing the
Yeah.
and why part of the question.
It's because he has a big heart.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're an pomegranate, Robbie? That's the better question.
Because I have a hard exterior, but whenever you cut me open, I bleed red. I don't know.
And then when
And then whenever you
someone bites you,
smack around my inside, seeds pop out.
Sounds about right.
yeah, that's actually pretty accurate.
All right. We'll let you know in 2 to 4 weeks what our opinion is.
We'll let you know if we're airing this or not.
Cool.
So yeah, I guess we should talk about some things that have been watched, things that people have watched. I'm going to start off because I don't
Okay.
want to spoil it, so I won't have too much to say about it.
I mean, I don't really have much to add to this part of the conversation, to be honest with you. Like, this week's
Cool.
been kind of boring for me.
Oh, good. You did so much homework last week, and I did none of it.
Yeah. So yeah, now the roles are reversed.
How the turntables.
How the tables have turned a table into other tables.
And chairs.
It's tables and chairs in here right now.
Yeah. Are you in chat, Sam? In case anybody shows up.
I am.
Okay, cool.
I'm also just posting that we're live.
Sweet.
things.
Perfect. So Liz and I have been watching Dexter New Blood. We were trying to watch it quickly enough to where we didn't have to pay for Showtime. We were trying to do it on a free trial because we literally have the one thing on Showtime we wanted to watch,
Right.
which was Dexter New Blood. The one thing I will say about Dexter New Blood is it feels like classic Dexter. It feels like season 1 and 2 of Dexter, which to me is kind of the best of Dexter, if I'm being honest with you.
I mean, yeah, you've ranted about how much you hated the later seasons of Dexter quite a bit to me.
Season 8, I think even if you are a diehard fan, season 8 is fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Like, it is so fucking garbage tier television. Not even Dexter. It's the worst of Dexter easily. It might be one of the worst series endings ever.
Yeah.
That's quite a bold statement.
Yes, until Dexter New Blood came along, and it I phrased that wrong.
Okay.
Dexter New Blood kind of fixes it. It does not make me forgive season 7 and 8, but it does end the way that I think it should have originally. And it does kind of make up for it a little bit. The biggest downside of Dexter New Blood is that you do have to watch season 8 of Dexter for it to make sense still. So you have to sit through some of the worst fucking television in the world before you get to pretty decent television. I like... Oh man, that was about to be a huge spoiler. Shit.
I like the part where
Yeah. I think the casting was great. And the fact that it's the end of Dexter, by the way.
Right.
Like, Dexter is over after this. There's no more
So
Dexter.
this is the El Camino of Dexter, then.
This is the El Camino of Dexter, for
Okay.
sure.
he went back to his home planet.
That would be hilarious. It's just the last episode. It's Mork and Mindy. No, so it is kind of the only way that Dexter should have ended. Like, it's the way that season 8 should have ended, more or less. And
Okay.
it just fucking didn't. It gives closure on a ton of things. And there's enough of an interesting story there that I think it actually works really, really well. I was very happy with it.
Okay.
It didn't emotionally gut punch me like I think it probably
Wanted
would
to.
have if it came out for season 8 of Dexter, rather than 10 years later, or whatever the case may be for that. It's good. It's good. I think if people... I have not spoken to a single person who watches Dexter who has watched this besides me and Liz. But if you are a Dexter fan and you love Dexter and Prime Dexter, I think this is going to scratch the itch for you quite a bit and maybe even make you want to go back and like rewatch Dexter again.
Okay.
Yeah. Not Dexter's Laboratory, by the way.
I saw the look on my face.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's Dexter Laboratory, I agree with you. That's the last season's easily the weakest of the entire series. Season 4, Dexter's Laboratory, is pretty meh, all things considered.
You're like, there wasn't a season of Dexter's Laboratory. What is he talking about?
No, when
This
did
man's
they-
high.
Yeah. Or is he counting all the video games as a separate season? I suppose if you add all those together, you have a season 8, and that would be like the chess game on the Game Boy Color. And I suppose, yes, that is a very weak season, all things considered.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, with the Dexter's Laboratory, actually, was there like the 4 seasons and then like the weird reboot with the new animation style, or was the new animation style
No,
part
that
of the
was
4
season
seasons?
4. So, like,
Okay.
I would say actually each season has its own animation style, but like the drastic one most people know
Yeah.
is season 4.
Yeah, because like season 4 had a drastic change in animation.
It came out like 8 years after the previous season or
Right.
something absurd like that. Like, yeah. But yeah, yeah, it's kind of weird looking, and also most people say the humor just wasn't there. So yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
just like just like Dexter's Laboratory, Dexter had a weak final season until they came back.
The name is cursed for television. That's all it is.
Dexter
You
should
might
have
be
stole
right.
it from Dexter's
Yeah.
Laboratory then.
There's that. Watched another thing. Oh, Sad Bros is back. You know how I thought it was canceled?
Oh.
It's not. They're just like halfway through.
Are we still going live?
I mean, Schnee's there, so
Okay. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not on the right thing. I don't know how to use this shit.
let us know if we're not live.
Go ahead and take over some conversation here, Robbie. I'm gonna take a look at this.
I actually kind of hate this.
What a great thing to say.
I'm
on
so
it.
old. That's why.
I mean,
She's old, the new technology scares her.
Sam did struggle a bit to see chat. I remember that. Or no, it wasn't chat. You couldn't find the video before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The only thing that I can really talk about is, like I said, I beat Martha's Dead, but I don't want to spoil too much of it because Sam is in the
It's a
room
new
and
game.
I keep on telling her she would like that game.
We are absolutely still live, by the way.
Okay.
Sam.
Yeah.
I just
And,
the wrong thing.
Other than that, like the only other news that I really have is I found out earlier this week whenever I was checking my email that I had an old email from Verve saying that, like, because I went on the app and it like kind of just popped up or had a pop-up come up and saying like, hey, here's a 60-day free trial to Crunchyroll, and I was like, why? And then like did a little bit more research into it. Turns out 2 weeks ago they sent me an email saying that like, hey, the future of VRV is going to be Crunchyroll, so they're getting rid of it, basically.
Yeah. Unfortunate. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's super unfortunate. But to be fair, VRV is also like a very much a shell of its former self.
It was very sad to watch that kind of die. in real
Yeah.
time.
Because it wasn't even like hey, we're just getting rid of it to like have it be absorbed to something to make it bigger. It's literally like it's been a slow death over the past like probably 4 or 5 years.
From everything you guys have said about it, it just seems like it was just kind of like a man who had a terrible disease and everybody knew about it, and then like he just didn't want to admit it, and so he just kept hanging around. Like liver disease? Which one's the one that hurts from drinking?
Liver
Kidney?
cancer.
Kidney? Is that
Liver?
liver?
Kidney.
Yeah, it's like an alcoholic who didn't
Yeah,
want to admit
liver.
he had liver cancer or something, or alcoholism.
Alcohol poisoning.
I lost
Liver,
the trail on this
Alcohol
metaphor.
can
Hey,
definitely
Verb,
And
if you want to sponsor us in your dying breath, we'll compare
But
you
yeah,
to
like-
alcohol poisoning.
But no, because like we were saying before, because like originally Verve had like Crunchyroll and Funimation and Mubai and Shudder and
Every-
Geek and
Rooster
Sundry,
Teeth.
Rooster Teeth, VRV Select, and like
Chicken teeth,
Mondo,
baby teeth,
High Dive,
people teeth.
High teeth.
Dog
To be
Teeth.
fair, High Dive and Funimation were never on at the same time.
No, like those are two different or separate versions of VRV, but yeah, like it had like all these different streaming sites, and then it just went back down to Curiosity Stream. That's another thing it had, was Curiosity Stream.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it had a bunch whenever it first started out. Then like the contracts ended, and nobody wanted to renew their contract with it, so they kind of went like, "Hey, we used to be on VRV, but now we're our own streaming site, so come to our streaming site."
Nick was on VRV.
Yeah, Nickelodeon was on VRV.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
There's
Like,
a lot.
Verve had a lot.
cartoon or Boomerang. They had Boomerang
They
at
had
one point
Boomerang
too,
for a while.
Wow.
but like nobody wanted to renew their contract. They all wanted to be their own streaming service, from what I can tell.
I think.
I mean,
also,
Nick went over to Paramount.
Yeah,
I genuinely think Verve probably just didn't make a whole lot of money.
possibly,
like,
but like
I remember
know,
when
like-
it started out, it was $10 per
for
month
for all of that
for
stuff.
everything.
Wow.
It was
That
a
is insane.
huge deal. Like, and then they were like, I'm sorry, guys, we gotta increase it to $13. Here's two
For
here's
30
2
streaming
months.
services.
Here's 2 months for free. I'm so sorry, guys.
I mean, they had big plans for it though, because I remember getting emails asking like, "Hey, how would you feel about us adding manga to it, or how would you feel about us adding like this feature or that feature, like a chat feature for live streaming or whatever else?" And like, they had big plans for it, but then I think the first one to actually cut ties was Funimation, because Funimation was absorbed by Sony, and Sony didn't want it being streamed anywhere else except apparently Hulu. So
Weird.
Which was stupid.
yeah, and so they had to get rid of it for that, and then like everyone else started pulling out, and like even some services that were like free elsewhere, like Mondo and Geek and Sundry and Rooster Teeth, which are technically free on YouTube, were still like on the premium subscription of Verve. So like,
That makes it weird that it's on the premium subscription.
yeah,
for
but like
Verve.
that's
You got like it early.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
so
okay,
like
okay.
that was one of the things too, is like Geek and Sundry, for example. I got to watch like the Sagas of Sundry early on that one, because like that was their premium service thing. Is so like if you want to watch it day one, you had to pay a subscription thing. So you had to buy either Geek and Sundry's like premium subscription or watch it on VRV.
I just realized my headphones were backwards and it was freaking me out.
I just
Sorry.
like looking at you and you just like hit yourself in the headphones and I look over.
So I got to watch it early.
Oh man, that feels way more normal.
Nice.
All right.
It doesn't feel
perfect.
like over there for some reason.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh yeah.
Am I having a stroke?
Rest in peace, Verve.
Yeah,
you were
like,
a great service for the 6 years I had you.
Yeah, I was still
Never
living in
heard of it.
Utah whenever I had him.
I guarantee you've heard of it because me and Robbie talked this shit out of it.
Yeah,
all
like
the
both me and
time.
E
I
loved
like-
VRV.
Totally.
So like, yeah, like I loved it. Like it's still technically here, but like they keep on saying like, hey, we're gonna like just get a Crunchyroll subscription.
I mean, it literally is just Crunchyroll and Verve Select at
Yeah.
this point. And
That being said, like some of the Verve Select things that are only VRV, like I'm hoping they don't disappear, but there's a chance
I
they
think
might.
they said it's gonna just be thrown onto Crunchyroll somewhere.
I hope so.
But yeah.
But yeah, like so that's a service that's dead. Like I would say it's dying, but at this point they're saying like it's dead. Like they're giving its final goodbyes.
Yeah.
But much like me and Robbie right now, you have been watching Sad Bros?
Yeah, I have been watching Sad Bros. It is comedic. You can just talk, Sam. Like you're on camera. You're not hiding anything.
And I don't want to interrupt though.
It's
Beer me. The
which beer?
Mint chocolate one. Yeah, the Guinness mint chocolate. Gracias.
It's
So it's comedy
hilarious.
Bros now?
I mean, it's always had like a comedy streak to everything. but it almost feels like they are getting to the point to where they're going to end it on this season,
Okay.
just because of some of the plot points that they're doing. It's fine.
They're playing soccer again.
No, that did happen once. They're really into hockey, but then it got really complicated because one of the guys that's like super into hockey, his ex, who's also a therapist, who they both met while they were at breast cancer therapy group, because he had breast cancer and she had breast cancer, and everyone thought it was weird that he had breast cancer, but that's how.
Talking about Fight Club.
Nope.
That was
No
testicular
meatloaf in
cancer.
this.
Rip.
Yeah, rip meatloaf. That really foams up. Be careful. Be careful.
Ooh, look at it.
It really foams up. Yeah.
Isn't the foam the worst part?
Not
Yes.
in that one. You want a really foamy head on a Guinness. It's delicious. It's
It's
creamy.
creamy.
It's great.
Peanut buttery goodness.
No,
Mint
that one's
chocolate.
chocolatey. It's like an Andes Mint, right?
Imagine a
Sort of.
peanut butter sandwich with Nutella.
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 Not
What if you-
Nutella, Nutella.
What about
if you,
old
have-
Tella?
What if you have like a peanut butter sandwich and you like dip it in it? Is it gonna taste like a Reese's?
I think it might just taste like burning.
It probably tastes like soggy bread.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a plot point to where like his ex started dating somebody, and he happened to be on Bruins, who is his favorite team. Like that's their fucking team. And so now he's like torn between like, do I go and date this person who's there and like ruin the Bruins because he's gonna be all depressed? Like, do I like hate the Bruins now
He wants
because
to
with
date
the
the Bruins
Bruins?
guy?
No, he wants to date the girl who's dating the
Oh.
Bruins guy. It's the most melodramatic bullshit in the world, and I love it.
I thought you hate melodrama.
I do. It's awful. I hate it. I love this show so much. It's so stupid.
I think it's because it's like so over the top melodrama that it's
It absolutely
funny.
is over the top melodrama. There is some really good acting in there though, and there's some good moments occasionally. That's fun. I don't know. I feel like at this point I can't even say it's a guilty pleasure. I just watch it because I enjoy it.
It's just guilt.
There's only guilt now actually. I watch it and every night afterwards I cry, not because it was emotional. It's just I hate myself. No, that's not true.
So this is the one you tried to show me, and I didn't like how they did the dialogue.
No, that is Letterkenny.
Letterkenny. Okay.
That
you
is
have
n-
not shown me Sad Bros.
I have not shown. I will.
Okay.
Don't think I'll ever show anybody Sad Bros.
That's fair.
I don't.
You show your wife.
We watched it together.
What is the show actually called again?
A Million Little Things.
Okay, yeah.
But
Pretty
it's
Little
Sad
Liars, yeah.
Bros. It's a bunch of bros being real sad.
They should have
Eh,
called it that. I think that
whatever.
would have got a lot more hits.
Pretty Little Liars. If
No,
they named
Sad-
it after
Sad Bros.
it might have actually. It's
I probably would check out a show if it was just called Sad Bros. Like, what is this about?
a
Like,
better
what?
name. I like it a lot. So, yeah, there's that. Sam.
Yes.
Actually, before we talk about it, because I've been talking a while.
Okay.
You
What?
said you watched some stuff. Also, Robbie, could you get me one of those other milk stouts there
Sure.
while E does his thing?
Yeah, get him a glass of milk real quick.
Not the minty one, the one next to him.
All right.
Double cream.
Don't mind me.
I'll try. I have been continuing the journey of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Could I get the
That doesn't make
bottle
any
opener
sense
too?
off of camera.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, you're not on camera, E.
Don't do that.
Hand it to
Let me
him.
hand him this too.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
just didn't want to be like on camera and just like be chucking a beer at trying.
you guys might have gotten a hand reveal. I don't know, but yeah, season 2 has been completed. So spoilers for season 2.
Of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, of Breaking Bad.
Do you hate it?
I felt very underwhelmed by the season finale. Quite honestly,
Remind me how season 2 ends.
he goes to a store, and he's like trying to fix his house because he's going kind of cabin fever in his house after they. Okay, let me start earlier. Cancer reduced 80%. And
Yes.
it's on reserve. Revision.
Reserve?
Revision?
It's going away.
down.
Yeah.
It's going away.
Recession?
Remission?
Remission.
Remission, yeah.
Thank
Sam got me.
you.
I couldn't figure out.
Yeah, I know what you were talking about. I couldn't figure out the word either.
Yeah, it's
right there.
It's on remission, and they're like, "Woo, yeah!"
And
And
then
Walt's-
he's like, "Damn it!"
Walt's going crazy and like gives his son 3 shots of whiskey.
I don't remember, honestly. You'd have
No,
to,
yeah,
you'd have to tell me.
like I'm explaining because it's like, oh man, look at the downfall. He gave his son 3 shots of whiskey. And like
I think the biggest thing for that is because like you kind of get the glimpse of that like he wanted to die, because isn't that the part where like they tell him that it's like 80% gone and like he's in the bathroom
And he punches the
yeah
shit out of
he
the
punches
thing,
the shit out of a paper towel holder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does that, and like at like the party when they're like, give a speech, while he's like, I really thought I was gonna die.
Bye.
Let's drink.
Doesn't he fall in the pool?
I think he does. I skimped as I do.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, because like it was a confrontation between him and Hank, and it was too much for me.
Huh.
Wait, what?
So I skimmed over it.
What?
How can you do that? How many times have you done that?
With Breaking Bad, I think only 3 or 4. I do it a lot with his wife at the what's his face company, because
You're missing a
There's no
lot.
important
Like
Yeah,
the
the-
biggest part of the
he
show.
fell in the pool. What do you what do you mean? Like, he fell in the pool. Jeez. I do this with many shows. It's fine.
But like the
No,
point,
like-
the biggest parts of the show are the quiet parts where like
It's
they're
not that he's quiet.
confronting
I
each
just-
other.
Like, it was that in particular because it just like gave me a pit in my stomach that I couldn't handle, so I just skipped forward 10 seconds.
Maybe.
And like the stuff with the wife and the boss's son.
car wash.
No, like she went to the office to help pay for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Man, I don't
I might be getting confused like where seasons are with it. I think
Probably.
for sure.
I
but,
probably
like,
need to
but,
rewatch
like-
the show.
I'm wondering just like if E can't handle him talking to Hank in season 2.
I'm sure it'll get worse, but I mean, like it's one of those
Mhm.
things, like a headspace thing. Like some days I'm just not in the headspace.
Like
Like
this whole show is pit of your stomach confrontations.
I mean, I can usually handle it. It was this one in particular I couldn't.
Huh.
I think it was just like a combination of like just how Walt was like making me feel at this point, because like he's in that weird remission period. I'll probably be fine. Don't like. I'll
Okay.
let you know if I give up on Breaking Bad because the pit in my stomach falls out my ass or something.
Well, it's really just getting started, so.
Yeah. So like. Yeah. So he's remissing, and like he's telling kid, what's his name?
His son?
Not Josh.
Jebediah. Jiminy Snicket.
Bitch guy.
Bitch.
Oh,
Jesse.
Jesse.
Jesse. Like, he was like, I don't know, Jesse, I guess we're done after we sell. He's like, okay. And like Jesse has that thing going on with the landlady owner,
Yeah.
and it's like she's embarrassed by him basically. I don't fucking know. I'll learn more probably in season 3 about where that's going.
One thing that I find really fun about the show is that Jesse was actually meant to not go past season 1. He was meant to be a small character, and then him and who plays Walter White again?
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. Him and Bryan Cranston had such great chemistry. They're like, fuck it, we're rewriting the show.
I mean, Jesse's great.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
fucking great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I honestly could not imagine that show without Jesse.
Yeah.
And then a big surprise. I'm not like super into Jesse and the landlord stuff, but that's a lot of just kissing and sex anyways. So, whoa,
Yeah.
what a surprise.
Who's his landlord?
Isn't
tattoo lady?
Okay.
Is it Jessica Jones?
It is.
Yeah.
It's
It
Jessica
is,
Jones.
okay.
Kristen
yeah.
Ritter.
Okay, yeah, I remember the storyline. Okay.
Jesse's girl, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know
Um,
where he's at.
I wonder if this character will be very important later, judging by this reaction.
Maybe
Yeah,
she'll
like-
skip through all of it and it'll be like it never happened.
I only skipped one sex scene of them so far,
Well, that's fine, actually.
Okay.
and like that was
It hasn't
actually
gotten
just a
to-
sex scene.
It has not gotten to the scene then.
No.
Probably not.
No, not the scene.
Yeah, and then like Walt went to the hardware store because he's going fucking stir crazy, and like changed his water cooler, and he's like, "There's fucking gout in the ground." I don't remember.
Gout in the ground?
Also known as the floorboards are rotting underneath my house.
Yeah, Robbie knew what I meant.
What? I mean,
like-
I guess that's a way to say it.
Yeah.
My house has gout.
From all the liquor I drink.
Yeah, like so he's like replacing the entire fucking bottom of the entire house, and like his wife's like, "Are you gonna go to work after?" And he's like, there's rot That's basically what he did.
I think season 3 is the turning point for this show.
Yeah.
honestly.
We'll see.
So-
Season it just didn't feel like a finale because it was just like he went to the hardware store and someone getting all the stuff to make meth. He's like, you're a fucking idiot. You need the other matches. And like that guy is running to a RV and he's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, you get out of my turf.
Yeah, it's showing that he's like still
He's-
like a shitty guy, and he's kind of gotten in.
He's too far gone
yeah.
Yeah.
already.
He's now becoming a drug lord.
Yeah. Yeah, so that it just doesn't feel like a clear. I mean, obviously make more drugs, but
Yeah,
I'm not
make more
seeing the
drugs.
clear continuation.
I
So
think
I'm
that's
taking a
where.
break.
That's fair. I think that's what was going to happen anyway. I think season 3 is the big turning point.
Yeah,
for
I was
the
gonna.
show.
There's something I wanted to ask him, but I don't know if it'd be like too much of a spoiler to ask
Text
him.
it to Jiraiya first. and
Text it
then-
to me. Yeah, I have my phone here.
Okay.
Also in the chat, I can't see who it is, but it says Hot Goth Girl, and I thought you were talking about Sam for a second, but then you did say from Breaking Bad, so that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got your-
Yeah.
it's Everrips who was here last stream from
Yeah.
the Firewatch.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Also, yes, it is me talking off stream. Hello, I'm E.
That's the E.
Yeah.
I was off stream last time too.
E, could you hand me E?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. This is going to be E for
Hello.
just your mental state. He basically looks like this.
Yeah.
Less whiskers, but
That's-
actually more whiskers. He
Yeah.
has way more whiskers than this.
I could see it.
Yeah.
Slightly longer tail.
I like the smile. They're both pretty accurate for an E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is E. If you need to think of an E voice, this is what you should picture when E talks.
If you think it need the voice, picture that.
Yeah, if you're picturing the voice, you can picture the plushy cat dinosaur.
I've
I've already been drinking too much.
All right.
I've had 3
You're
sips. I'm done.
You're
think
half
you-
a beer in, and you've had too much.
Oh, hey, Jiraiya, I think you happened to get a text message.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
Let's check the text message then. Is my mic
And
moving?
read it on
Well,
live.
I mean, he could read it on live, but the reason I sent it to him is because I was asking, like, is this too much of a spoiler
Yeah, it's
for
the
Breaking
spoiler
Bad?
one.
Oh.
We'll see if Jiraiya remembers how
I
far
don't know
it
if that's a
is.
spoiler. That's really just a question.
All
Okay,
right.
yeah. Because I thought that you meet them at the end of season 2, and that's like the continuation onto season 3. Is have you met the twins yet?
I have not met any twins.
Okay.
Okay, that's a
Y-
big
what- yeah.
thing.
Whenever
Okay.
you meet the twins, you will know.
Twins.
I will
But I
assume
guess that's
so because they're
bald.
gonna be twins.
Yeah. Well, they're twins, but like
I know, I know you mean they're gonna
yeah.
be four. Just like the way you phrased
Right.
it. You'll know when you see twins. And I'm like, I sure hope I do.
it's just because they're important. I thought they were at the end of season 2, but I think they're the beginning of season 3.
Probably. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I have to look forward to. A Chicken Man, I guess. And
Yeah,
like,
Chicken Man's pretty important.
Saul's
Yeah.
gonna do more stuff, I assume.
Saul's
Yes.
so good.
He's
yeah.
just like money laundering right now. Not very much, because
Did that
They
happen in
did-
season 2?
Yeah.
With the
you meet Saul, yeah.
well, no, not that. Like with the laundering money, wherever they're like,
he started
yeah.
to launder money.
Yeah.
That's what Saul's done. Like, and Saul's like, where's
because
where's
this
the
also
money?
isn't really spoiling anything like plot wise, but like at one point in time for money laundering is they do like the whole GoFundMe thing.
Laundry mundering.
Yeah. It's
Also, Shani says, spoil the ending you won't. Fucking, Inside Job spoiled the fucking ending. Which is why I started watching, because I'm like, well, it's fucking gonna be, I'm gonna know anyway, so why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Also, Sam, I'm just a note for when we do get to the other show later. I'll need you to go farther back because your shadow's on the screen.
I
Sometimes.
don't see shit.
It's right.
You see that big shadow right there?
No.
That's the mic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's Mike.
Oh, he's saying, yeah, because the mic will be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not there yet, so. it's
No,
fine.
you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine currently. Just later. I'm giving you a warning.
But,
So is E. Wait, E, can you say I'm giving you a warning?
yeah. Hello,
Say
I'm
it
giving you a
sinisterly.
warning.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It took me a bit to figure out what you're telling me to do.
I was kind of hoping that he'd be super sinister about it because he's a plushy cat, but he's like, I am giving you
Yeah,
a
no, I
warning."
got it. I'm giving you a warning.
There you go.
Just like I sound like.
Yeah, that's,
Um,
that's you.
Sounds exactly like you.
But, I will say I'm still enjoying Breaking Bad for sure. I still think it's one of the best live-action television series I have watched in my lifetime.
Oh, you mean the least controversial opinion ever about Breaking Bad?
I know. Hot take. This is a pretty good show. Wow.
I will say though, I think season 2 is the weakest of the entire show.
Agreed.
I think season 2 has a strong first half. I think once like you learn about the remission, it doesn't. I shouldn't say it doesn't know what it wants to do, because it obviously does, because it had a season 3 in the works.
Yeah.
It just feels like I'm kind of meandering to that point.
You super are.
You're
Yeah.
kind of meandering because it's one of those like certain things have to happen in the plot in order to get to certain points.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of in that in between of like, okay, how do we naturally go from this point to this point?
Yeah, but I as just a guess, don't tell me if I'm right or wrong about this. My guess is like season 3 will be about building the empire, and then we'll figure out where season goes for that. Again, don't tell me if I'm right or wrong, including chat. Don't you tell me, chat. I see you.
Not currently, but he sees.
I see you.
Why are you psychic?
And a thing I had not told anyone about. This is not something I do often. I did just start watching a show. Like,
yeah.
Without
not-
being on an elliptical?
Yeah, without being on elliptical. I started watching an anime called Ranking of Kings.
Oh.
What's it about?
It is about a deaf prince, actually, in like it's kind of like shonen-y, so Dragon Ball and stuff.
Okay,
but,
so
like,
there's fighting.
yes, but not like a lot, honestly.
Okay.
It's like the setup is the king has 2 sons. One is his son with his first wife, and then he had a second wife that had another son, and the son of the first wife is the one that's deaf. And because he's deaf, and it's like early, like it's like a fantasy world, but still in like the 1800s or whatever, so like there's not a lot of technology.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, so he can't hear, and as a result, he also just can't speak.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like following him and like him trying to like show what he can do, and like it's kind of like hard to watch sometimes, because like a lot of people around him are just constantly making fun of him.
Huh.
And like when the king dies, he actually said that he wanted the deaf son to become the next king, because he's the next in line. But all of the queen and all of these subjects outvoted him and had the other son become the king.
Okay.
And because the deaf son was kind of seen as just a little too immature.
Okay.
So
So it's Game of Thrones.
I think so, but like less so. So the son
Less incesty?
probably it is still anime.
Fair. Also, I haven't seen this show. I have another friend who's been watching this, and he's been gushing about that show.
I love it's like it has a lot of the parts I really like about anime without having the parts that I really hate about anime.
Okay.
I should say. It's basically about like the deaf kid going on an adventure to learn how to become stronger, because you learn later he's also just like he's the son of 2 giants, but he's this tiny kid, and you learn like it's basically a curse on him that he just can't be strong. He has no physical strength.
And he's also deaf and can't talk. Or deaf
Yeah.
and mute.
Deaf and mute as well. So it's like obviously this kid's can't do much, because he's just like this scrawny little kid who can't talk and can't hear. And it's like the part I really like is a lot of anime, in fact a big anime, My Hero Academia, do this thing where like they'll have that setup, but then just magic happens, so now he's strong. But that's the part I kind of like about this, is it's like everyone's like, yeah, you are just unable to become literally stronger. Like he just can't get any muscle, basically, so he has to learn how to fight without being able to do any actual damage, basically. So it's like interesting in that way. And I love Boji is the name of the prince. I love his character, because like he is very immature because of just a lot of stuff around him, and he doesn't understand everything that works, but at the same time he's like really endearing to watch.
Okay. So he's like a... What other anime could I compare him to?
He's supposed to
He's like an Ash?
I would say he's kind of like a Kid Goku.
Okay.
So like
I don't know if even with that, because like Kid Goku is still overpowered in a weird way, because that's one problem with
Yeah.
anime, especially early shonen anime, is that like the protagonist is always like overpowered in one way, shape, or form, and had like almost a Deus Ex Machina level of power to like get over certain situations. But this one sounds like they basically took all that away from the main character, and like,
Kinda.
how is he gonna get past it anyways?
The main thing is like he's shown like he is incredibly good at dodging. That's the one thing he learned how to do.
Okay.
But at the same time, you can't win a fight just dodging. Because
Yeah.
like he can't land a blow on someone because they won't do anything.
Okay, so what this is actually like is I think it's season 7 of Letterkenny, whenever the drug dealer has to get really buff, but he can't fight because he like is afraid to hit people, so he just dodges and uses people's momentum against them.
Yeah, actually, that was the first thing he learned how to do. Is like, if once he would dodge, he would just hold out his. Yeah, thing. Ow.
Yes.
That's my face. Ow.
Wow.
I was actually gonna say, way to just slap E in the face.
Like, but yeah, one of the first things he learns how to do is like, when he dodges, he learns like what the momentum is, so he just holds out his hand to hit a vital point. And like he can't actually lift basically any weapon. Like he can't lift a hatchet because of it. He doesn't have that. He's that weak.
Wow, he's a worm.
Yeah, but like he gets what his the weapon he finds that he gets is basically a needle.
Okay.
But
So it is Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
maybe. But so he learns how to like just hit vital areas with the needle too.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is Game of Thrones. One of the characters in Game of Thrones, they have a very small sword that they call Needle. And, like, it's not very big, but she kills quite a few people with it.
Or it could be like Lord of the Rings, where Samwise gets Sting, and it's a very small dagger-like thing.
Yeah.
But whatever Samwise holds, it's still like a sword because he's a hobbit.
Or it could be like in The Princess Bride when Inigo Montoya has his sword and he just does like little jabs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a
Anyone
lot,
have
I
any
think.
other sword references or
Tiny
Or
sword,
it
tiny
could-
sword references, actually. So.
Someone told me I need to take the tag off my face.
And also,
It's part of his
Said-
personality, man. It's like a scarf.
and Schnee said, when did E get a haircut?
Recently, yeah.
Emerip said, use your strong hand. I'm guessing he's referring
my nerd hand?
to you. Yeah.
Also a Scary Movie 2 reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really liking it. I'm like 50-50 on if you would like it, Jiraiya. Because
Okay.
it still is pretty anime-y. But, like, again, I think it's like the strong parts of anime in a lot of ways.
Okay.
I think it's kind of melodramatic, but I don't mind it. You might. And the other weird thing is this show's, like, told in a weird way where basically every episode, like, starts with a backstory.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so like almost
Like a
with the
fairy tale almost?
kinda like with the exception of the first episode for obvious reasons.
Sure.
Like it did the first episode, and then the second episode was a backstory on a character you met in the first episode,
Okay.
and then the third episode's like a backstory on the relationship between the two brothers. So it does that a lot.
Okay.
The worst instance is episode 12, which is just a recap of the entire first 11 episodes for some reason.
I mean, they ran out of story and they had to fill their
I
quota.
think that's technically season 2 is my guess, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
it all aired like chronologically, like weekly.
Weird.
So they
Yeah.
just had like an episode 1 week wherever they just, like this week's episode is just recapping everything we've seen.
Well, the issue is like it's just 6 minutes of the 22 minutes, so like there's like an actual episode in there. It just also is a recap. I don't
Maybe
know.
they saw ratings going down and maybe they heard like,
No, this thing has been doing good.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Weird.
it's.
I don't know
the,
then.
It's the cat's pajamas right now in anime.
The knees bees.
Yeah.
The knees
bees.
The
bees.
knees bees.
The knees bees.
We're
Yes.
just talking super
I said what I
dyslexic tonight.
said.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say it's incredibly charming. It's kind of refreshing for a lot of anime, especially starting with a character like this. That's like, he's the bottom. Like you can't do it. Also, I should explain the title. So, Ranking of Kings. I think this is how Game of Thrones works. Like, there's like actual ranking of every country, basically.
Not really.
Not
how
really.
Game of Thrones
Okay.
works now.
And like the original king was basically number 1, and like he was the top king, so everyone down would like respect him.
Right.
So after he dies, the son brought the ranking down to 90. 'Cause he just isn't as strong.
Oh, okay. So he has to get the rank back up.
That's kind of
He
it.
has to shonen his way back to number 1.
But it kind of has a twist on that, which I won't reveal because I don't know if you'll watch it or not. But like, especially for people listening,
Yeah.
I think it's a neat twist.
People watching even.
Yeah, people watching. Yeah,
You can say that now.
I can't.
I've been yelling at you to not say that for 2 years, and now you can finally say it.
But yeah.
Also, it's the bee's pajamas.
The bees pajamas.
The bee's pajamas.
Yeah.
Covering those cute little knees.
Keeps its
Look at those little cute knees
Keeps
on that
the
little
feetsies
bee.
warm. But yeah, I am super loving this. Like, I have been on a bit of a tired with anime. A lot of anime that's been coming out, so like every now and then something really
So
refreshing.
when something really fantastic comes along, it's
Yeah,
like, holy shit.
Because like it was last year or the year before was Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin, which was a really fun thing about that. Like explained a lot of why I love animation.
Okay.
And like this one was a very fun like a shonen, like a very refreshing shonen. It's not all about power levels and stuff. Like even I was thinking like, you know, ranking of kings, oh, it's going to be like they go to the next country and beat them up to become that rank. No, it's like it's almost inconsequential. Like that just shows where they were. Like it's not like they're just kind of like the power dynamic, but like that doesn't overtake the show. The show is about Boji, like his journey.
Boji Donkeyman.
No, Boji. I don't remember a last name. I think his name's Boji Boss technically.
Oh. Also, I just want to say, it seems more realistic than Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones is actually basically this Wheel of Fortune, and then like way more incest for some reason. They just like spin the wheel, and then occasionally it just says
what
incest.
Wheel of Fortune are you watching?
Game of Thrones. Is that not the show you guys watched? This might explain our difference of opinions.
At the end of the first episode of Game of Thrones, he spins the wheel, and then he's like, I like to solve the puzzle, the things I do for love, and when he gets it correct, he just pushes the kid off of the edge.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Maybe
okay,
it
you
is
watch the
more
same
like
show.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That happens in this show. But yeah, it's like it felt like it probably was inspired by similar things as Game of Thrones. I don't know if it was Game of Thrones directly or not.
Okay, I'm
sorry,
looking
what's
behind you and seeing the chat. No, it's nothing you did. I'm just seeing how Samantha is currently using chat.
What?
Robbie, can you hand me
The seltzer.
a seltzer
Yeah.
on top, please?
Yes, that's how I'm using this chat.
That's how she's using
I
chat.
don't want to interrupt and be rude. Thank you.
Yeah, but
Create even a bigger disruption by doing it that way.
yeah, basically, I am super loving this show. We'll see. I'm halfway through basically now, so like, I did a binge of 3 hours, which I know isn't much for a
Wow.
lot of people, but like
That's
I
a lot
have-
for an E.
Yeah, I don't
Did you
watch
do
a
it
lot
on the
of stuff.
treadmill
No, like I just
or elliptical?
it was like 8 p.m. I was like, I'm gonna start this show. Then I had to fucking figure out how to use Crunchyroll and the Fire Stick for an hour because it's stupid.
Yeah.
And the Fire Stick has this stupid thing where it doesn't actually turn off, and you have to manually turn it off so it resets the cookies. And goddamn, it's a
Heck.
frustrating experience.
I mean, to be fair, I'm having trouble getting Crunchyroll to work on desktop even.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm gonna Crunchyroll, don't cancel my subscription, but your
trash kid.
UI is kind of garbo.
You garbage, kid.
You're kind of bad.
Garbage.
You garbage. What's going on in the chat over there, E? I should just look at
It's
chat.
someone's at Erips is saying, why does Sam have 3 drinks now?
Huh.
I only have one.
Well, she finished one.
Two.
She does have water, but that's over there.
That is water. That
Robbie,
doesn't
I'm gonna
count.
use my. Actually, wait, no, never mind. I have a drink right here. I forgot.
What were you going to say?
I was gonna ask him to grab me something, but I have. One.
It's all alcoholic
Oh,
in
I
there.
don't think
You
you'd
wouldn't
like
any
anything
of
in
it.
there.
I think there's 2 Dr Peppers.
I think those are Cokes, and they might be expired.
You might like the Bud Light seltzer.
I think I've tried it. I don't know.
Actually, you might.
Also, you've seen me eat and drink expired stuff before.
Yeah, it's never stopped you. It was expired, and it was on the floor.
Also, like, how does soda expire?
It goes
Sugar.
flat.
It's sugar. It's sugar in there. It
Like,
molds. No,
Yes.
it molds.
Have you ever tried an expired soda?
Yes, it tastes flat.
differently.
Does
it
it
tastes
taste
flat.
fuzzy?
No.
Does it taste
It tastes stale.
green?
A little. It tastes mildewy, almost. Like mildew smells, it tastes like
weird.
that.
It is definitely like there's a clear thing when soda's gone bad.
You can clearly tell
And-
this isn't good soda anymore.
If
Yeah.
it's
I've just
in
never
a
had a bad
can,
soda.
you will taste the metal.
Yeah,
if
you
it's
absolutely will.
gone expired.
I was going to say, think of almost like a skunked beer, but soda.
Yeah, but imagine drinking skunked
Like
beer
Bud Light?
when you tried to drink a
Corona.
Pepsi. It's not a great
So it's
feeling.
fermented.
Okay.
It is
But not in a
slightly
good way.
fermented.
Well,
It's not in the part where it becomes alcohol yet, though, Sam.
Sam found the silver lining on the liver. So
Emmerif says PBR? Is that what PBR
A
is?
PBR
Just
is it?
fermented Coke?
PBR
PBR's
is kinda
fermented
like-
Pepsi. Yeah,
It's
I'll
kinda
take
like
that.
Piss.
Sure.
It's
Is that what
sort
the
of
P stands
piss-like.
for?
Yeah, Pepsi.
Pepsi Blue Ribbon, wow.
Pepsi Blue Ribbon. Yeah.
PBR stands for
Pat's. Pat's Blue Ribbon.
I already had a drink.
Sam's already drunk. She's all sauced up already.
You've had one alcohol.
It's like 12% or whatever, so fuck you.
That's like 4.
Ah, you lightweight.
I was gonna say it stands for like piss,
Piss,
but
bitch, rar.
Piss butt.
yes,
Piss butt,
but
really
it stands
good.
for Piss butt.
Piss butt. What's the last one? That's my
Piss
favorite.
butt.
I love going to a bar and asking if they have piss butt on tap.
Emma
Really,
says
like,
use
yeah.
your words.
Yeah, we have that.
I feel like I need to do that next time I go to a bar. Can I get some piss but
Wait, no, I cracked. I have cracked the code. It stands for Pepsi, beer, and root beer. That's what PBR stands
Oh,
for.
that would taste
PBR.
awful.
Yeah.
Both beer and root beer.
Equal parts
Huh.
Pepsi, beer, and root beer.
Oh.
peanut butter, beer, and rum? Or peanut butter
Oh,
rum.
that's a
Peanut butter rum, PBR.
Peanut butter beer rum might taste good, actually.
There is like a peanut butter.
Whiskey. Liqueur. It's a liqueur.
I mean, there's peanut butter beer too. I wonder if there's like a peanut butter jelly beer. Probably. I think so.
Maybe.
I think
Yeah,
that
that
Only
is.
if it's specifically
Sounds
the
like a
one
thing.
that's like a combined, the Smucker's combined jelly and peanut butter. It has to be specifically
Yeah.
those.
And then
That
you just,
flavor.
Then you just dip your fucking Uncrustables in there. It's fucking
Oh.
delicious.
Yeah, that sounds so gross.
Life,
Just the bread of the Uncrustables. There's nothing in it.
life hack. You get yourself one of those mixed peanut butter jelly squeeze bottles. You take out like
Ugh.
3 tablespoons
Sounds
and
so
you
good.
fill the rest with Jack and you shake it. And then you just have alcoholic peanut butter and jelly for a month.
This is so much worse than how I was gonna say peanut butter and jelly beer and just like put croutons in it. That was gonna be my joke.
I mean, that's just what you do when you're on a budget. So
Yeah.
But
You gotta freeze them first, though.
You wouldn't
So
buy
versus
Jack
Gotta
the
freeze 'em
Daniels,
first.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels is too expensive. You buy like fucking
peanut. You
Black
buy
Velvet or Canadian Mist
Peter
or something.
Pan's peanut butter.
I mean, if you're
Oh,
really
yeah.
on a budget, you just buy a hobo and get his alcohol.
Oh,
Yeah, they
okay.
fall asleep eventually.
Yeah.
They get a nice
Emmer-
line on.
One,
Hemorrhip says Pepsi butt runs.
yeah.
That's what
Uh,
happens when you drink an expired
see.
Hey,
Pepsi.
this is what happens when you're dipping in an Uncrustable inside of whiskey.
You get the PBRs.
Boy. One last thing, not television show related. I mean, I play video games all the time, but I watched a documentary by People Make Games about a bunch of the abuse behind the scenes in the game industry.
Oh, this is a tonal change. Okay, let me
Yeah,
put this
sorry.
down.
No
So are
alcohol
we gonna
allowed.
talk about fucking crunch culture?
He's done that before.
Okay.
It's bad, obviously.
I wish they would do it crunch more. Get the games out that I want.
Just the ones you want.
Yeah.
All right, Sam's canceled now.
Sam's too drunk.
This is how drunk she is. She's just trying to be edgy now.
So edgy.
Are you back in fucking 2004? What's going on?
Yeah.
All right.
Continue, E.
I'm mostly gonna be quick because I don't remember all the companies, but it was like a bunch of the people coming out about the abuse they faced in the companies. One was the people who make Florence, I think the game was called.
Okay.
It was just kind of, it's more about like how if your like name is out there and like you're kind of seen as the head of something, you're just protected. So not something that's exclusive to the game industry,
Right.
but like it was plaguing a lot of the game industry to the point like there was a quote going around of like they were kind of just brushing it on the rug saying like, oh well, you know, he gets games made though. And like just the terribleness of a lot of that.
Yeah. Of like, yeah, it sucks, but the games come out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So like
sucks.
what Sam said with the crunching hat.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and like it was just terrible seeing the shittiness. Like there were one company basically had a safe word where like if you felt like the head guy was like going too far, you would say it, and all other people would come in and like intervene and like stop the conversation. But like,
wow,
if you're at that point, holy shit.
If you're at the point where you have to be like, tarantula, like, oh shit, okay, sorry, my bad.
And like, it was one of those things where like he would like always be like, you know what, I'm gonna take a step back and think about what I've done, and like 2 weeks later he would be back on that shit.
Jesus.
And like there was another story where like it was kind of like, oh, we're a very diverse and like inclusive group, and like the head person would act like she really wanted to be friends with you and like get to know you, and then would use that against you in a lot of ways. Like one of the things was like, oh, like so and so was really like, it makes sense that so and so wasn't getting work done because she's been talking about like really exploring her sexuality and stuff that doesn't need to be said.
It's weird.
And like
Inappropriate.
to
say the least, actually.
Yeah, inappropriate, at least manipulative.
Yeah.
For sure. And like just the terribleness of that, and like it's one of those like really like eye-opening things, because like again, like being kind of pseudo in the game industry, I do see a lot of the garbage that happens.
Yeah.
But man, it's like crazy, because like again, it doesn't just plague the game industry, just like how these people are just allowed to do this shit.
Yeah.
And like the only reason some of them get stopped is because they don't make as much money.
I think the one that people aren't talking about so much right now is Sony, which they're about to have a class action lawsuit against them for sexual harassment. It's awful.
Yeah, I think it's people are probably still talking about the Activision Blizzard thing.
I mean, that one's still going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is because that one's such a big thing. Like there's other smaller cases that are kind of being brushed under the rug because of this bigger case.
I think it's just a lot of like people lower down are kind of afraid to say anything.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the people up higher, of course, have much more power.
Yeah. And like,
you know, like you've worked this hard to get this far in the industry, like if you say something, you might get fired. He might like, I don't know, just lose your place, I guess.
Yeah, common things about like when asked why they kept quiet for so long, it was like risk of losing job. Some was like, we needed the game to get out. Like one of the games is like regarded as really important in the LGBT community, and like made miles for diversity and stuff in games. And they're like, a lot of employees were saying they were really worried that if the stuff about the head got out, that it would drag that game down, even though they're not a big part of the game.
That sucks.
And it sucks, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's just like, it's sad that it's just like a thing in any sort of industry anyway.
yeah.
Especially when there's men up higher.
Why are you staring at me? I don't like any of this.
You're the boss of the podcast. You know what you
It's like
did.
in front of me, so that's why.
Yeah.
It just sucks whenever.
To the camera.
Just sucks whenever there's men and they just suck so much.
Fuck you, man.
Right. Well, yeah, like it's just one of those things. And like the person who made the thing was like saying, you always wonder how this stuff happens, and they're like, they think because of indie stuff, since it's so like early and like starting there, like an indie person's not gonna like start out and be like, all right, I should put in a bunch of safeguards in case I'm being a terrible person, because like no one wants to think they're a bad person.
Right.
So like as it continues to grow, the problems just add up if they weren't there from the start.
Right.
Yeah, I really recommend it. It's from People Make Games. Very, very good. They do a lot of really good game industry documentaries. They were one of the people who did a bunch of stuff about how Roblox was exploiting a lot of the children community they have. Yeah. And
nice.
Again, they had
not
one
nice
on,
at that, but
yeah, and like one about crunch culture and stuff. Highly recommend. Sorry to bring the mood so down.
It's
but
on YouTube?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
what was it again? One more time.
People Make Games.
People Make Games on
that's
YouTube.
They're the creators.
Do a bunch of video essays and things like that.
Yeah.
On that? Okay.
Mostly documentaries, I would say, over video
Okay.
essays, but
Yeah, it's not good that it's happening, but it's good that it's being exposed for, especially considering like this has been a problem in the game industry for years, but it wasn't until somewhat recently that it came to light about how terrible some of these CEOs are and how terrible some of these companies are.
Well, Sam,
Yes.
let's change the subject to something completely different.
To sex and gore.
Sex and gore. Exploitation. How much
Yeah.
time do we have there? How long have we been streaming?
Oh, you got like 15, 20 minutes.
That's perfect. That's more than enough time.
Only?
I'm trying to remember what the command is to check that. There's a way to check to see how long you've been streaming. I think it's just
It's uptime, but I don't know if we have a bot set up to do it because I think you do need a bot.
We don't have anything set up for our
Yeah.
things.
Go ahead. Robbie will figure out if he knows.
Yeah. Last night we went
Yeah.
and watched the brand new horror film from A24 and Ty West,
Mm-hmm.
dubbed X. Just the letter X.
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 Gonna give it to you.
You go.
That's what you
also I think
titled
you
the
have
thing.
to put that in for like it's either streamage or it's uptime, I think, but it's a mod thing.
Like / streamage.
Hmm?
I
No,
don't-
it's exclamation point for
I don't.
commands.
I think you need a bot actually to do it on.
No,
this.
a mod should be able
Ooh.
to do it.
So Schnee went with us, and
Yeah.
he gave it a 7 out of 10, I guess.
Ooh.
That's lower than I would give it.
I gave it a 10 out of 10. I fucking loved it.
I also give it a
Thought
10
it
out of
was
10.
fucking great.
I'm gonna agree with Schnee. I think it was a 7 out of 10.
Actually,
That's
you would think
like
it would be
7
like
points higher than you would actually give
You
it.
would actually give it like a 0.
Probably.
Out
You
of
might give
10.
it a negative 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
You would hate
The
it.
first ever negative rating on the podcast.
Like, it is such a throwback to 70s horror, and it knows what it is. Like, that's so important to what that movie is, because it knows exactly what it is that it's aiming for, and the audience that it's aiming for,
Mm-hmm.
and it wants you to know how ridiculous everything is that's happening, and it just winks and nudges to you the whole time, and it's so much fun. It is... I think we were the only... Me and Sam, I think you and I were the only ones laughing as loudly as we were for half of the things.
It was great, and it was gory and fucking
Super
trashy as
gory.
hell, and I loved it.
It was the trashiest fucking thing.
Yeah. So, like, the premise is basically this group wants to make some artistic, well, you know, the camera
What the
guy
camera guy wants to
The
make
camera
artistic
guy
porn
wants
or artistic smut or artistic dolphin, whatever he
Yeah.
calls it. And
Um,
everybody else just wants to make some porn,
Yeah, I mean, porn is porn.
except for the sound girl.
Yeah, well, eventually.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to spoil
Sounds
Yeah.
the worst part of porn, so I don't blame them.
Some people might say that's the best part of porn.
They're wrong.
Yeah, it's just really, really fun. And the kills, there's one kill that I absolutely just loved where fucking, Blue Oyster Cults Don't Fear the
So
Reaper plays. It is so good.
And like shocking and
Yeah.
gross and weird.
And the thing about, like, the kills is, like, they super, like, prolong them.
Yes.
So where it feels, like, really uncomfortable.
But,
and
like,
great.
The thing is, you also get to know all these characters, so it doesn't do like the dumb slasher thing of like everybody
Yeah.
sucks. You get to know these characters, and you don't hate them. Like even the ones that suck, you're like they're fun to hang around with. Like they sort of suck, but it's cool. And then like, so when everybody does start dying, because it's a slasher movie, everybody starts dying. That's
Yeah.
how it works. You start like, oh man, I don't want that person to die, but like also the kills are so fun. You're like, that's cool though.
Yeah.
I liked that. It was just the only way I can explain it is that it's just like the most fun horror movie I've seen in such a long time.
Yeah, and it's the last horror movie I watched was the new Texas Chainsaw on Netflix.
Yeah.
It was shit. And this movie just like surpasses it on like every single level.
Good.
And like it knows that it's going for the Texas Chainsaw thing.
Yeah.
The house is, I'm not even kidding, the house is almost a 1-for-1 remake of the Texas Chainsaw house.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
Schnee says there was some good gore and a great score.
Yeah.
It was a great score actually.
Put that on the box.
Yeah.
Just give me the soundtrack. Just slide that to me. I'll listen to that. and
It's
give
really
you-
good,
Give you a
honestly.
rating based off only the soundtrack.
Oh, you'll give it a way higher rating than you should have, then I'll take it, man. No, that movie is just so much fun.
Yeah.
I loved it. I cannot wait to watch it again at home.
Mhm.
Because our projector, the screen we went to kind of sucked, honestly. But
I didn't notice.
This isn't even a spoiler. I loved the opening shot because it's in this barn and it looks like it's a 4x3, very old school shot. And it zooms in because the barn doors are so dark. It looks like it's a 4x3, and as it zooms in, you notice it's the barn doors, and then it like turns into widescreen using practical effects.
Yeah.
It was such a cool shot.
And it really nails like that 70s slasher vibe like really well.
Yeah.
Like to the point, I don't know if they use like a filter or like a certain camera, but it like looks grainy.
Yeah.
And a lot of the shots are very. I don't think there's really some really cool shots in there actually.
There are.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I loved it.
Like
10/10.
it's weird because like it has this almost popcorny like slasher flick 70s throwback feel, but it's still artistic because A24 produced it. And so it has like this very weird artistic feeling to everything
It
still.
does, and I think it actually challenges some of the like slasher tropes, like the fact
Yeah, like the last girl
like
challenges.
Final Girl.
Yeah, Final
which
Girl.
That I don't know if that's really. It's not really spoiling anything because you kind of expect that there's going to be a final girl, but
Yeah.
you just don't. I'm not gonna say who.
Yeah.
But it's just. I think it's very like sex positive, like very sex positive.
It's extremely sex positive actually.
Very, yeah.
It's
Gross.
too positive actually.
I don't think so. I think there's definitely like a part where it's like, sexual repression. There's absolutely that.
Yeah, this is like anti-sexual oppression. Though
Yeah.
it did actually reconfirm in my mind that just like how there's a certain time like you need to be tested for like when you get a driver's license at a certain age, like you have to keep going and get tested every year, right? I think the same thing should happen with sex. Like at a certain point, you just shouldn't be allowed to have sex at a certain age. You have to test into sex from like 65 until you die. You need to test into being allowed to have sex.
65
Why?
till you die.
It's just gross.
Why?
Nobody
Old
needs-
people have sex, dude.
I know, but they shouldn't. It's gross.
You don't have to watch.
Yeah, you don't have
Like,
to watch.
What am I going to do with my Sundays then?
God damn it.
Don't spend it at the nursing home.
Lord.
Old people have sex. It's fine. I don't want to see it.
Listen.
Nursing
But I
homes are
also
actually
don't
known
wanna-
as a bed for STDs.
Yeah, they
I
are.
also don't want to see most people have sex, so I don't even want to see me have well, maybe sometimes.
Too much info.
no
info.
more. No more
Infer-
sex allowed.
Too much information. That's what,
No more sex allowed. That's my new campaign.
that's what you're going on your
Um,
presidency for?
Yeah.
She said, it was fun. You're convincing me to give it 7.5. Cinematography
Hey, that's a
was
good
also
C.
heat. And
Also-
granny titties were bussin'.
Yeah, I just read that last one.
Them granny
Where are they
titties be
going?
bussin'.
Yeah, we're bussing.
To where? How long is it?
Bussin' to Pound Town.
As long as your heart can handle it.
Oh, man.
Are we still live? Are we allowed to keep going after that?
I think they might have taken us off the air.
Says the producer chief. Oh man. So
yeah.
Fun.
yeah.
X was great. I loved
X
it.
is fantastic.
It does sound fun, but there is just an
Too much sex for
unfortunate
the
thing
E.
about
Mm.
it. Its entire point.
The
that I
entire
don't
point
like.
is sex. Yes.
Yeah.
There's definitely some. I mean, it's like softcore porn because it doesn't actually like show
I
penetration.
don't,
Right.
I don't want any core porn.
There's titties.
That's
Lots
the
of
issue.
titties.
There's a silhouette of a giant dog.
There's a
which is
silhouette of like a 10-foot dick.
It's
Well,
not
it's
even
not
like
10 foot.
it's not even like silhouetted titties and a shown dick. Like if it does that, maybe I would be in. But like the fact that it's the opposite is
I
just
kind of-
out of there.
I just kind of wish these movies would actually just show more dick, but like erect dick because
They
you
would
know.
get like super barred.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
I know,
actually a
it'd be
weird
like
thing. Like,
X. It would be
Yeah.
like fucking X-rated. Why?
well, yeah,
Can you,
'cause-
X.
can you imagine that if this movie got an X rating? That would be so much publicity.
Man, I want to see the fucking director's cut.
The
of
horror
this.
movie with an
Release
X
the
rating.
Schneider cut of X.
The Schneider.
The Schneider cut.
This is getting farther away from his name every time you say it.
It's gonna be like release the Snotweiler cut.
well, no, I was gonna say there was a movie that did something like that. Wherever I guess there was a scene where like this guy was having sex with somebody and he heard some commotion coming outside of his apartment. And he just like stops having sex, goes outside and shoots the person and says like, "Hey, what'd I tell you? No more talking when I'm fucking." And then like walk back inside. And they had to shoot that 3 times. Like one with him having a fully erect penis, one of them having like a semi-erect penis and one of him being flaccid. And
How
the
do you-
only one that got an R rating was him having a flaccid penis, even though he was like right in the middle of sex. They didn't care that he shot a guy, but the fact that it showed penis, they're like super pissed off about it.
How do you have a How do you pull that off, having a semi-hard dick?
Half mass.
Yeah, just half a chub.
I feel like that's a talent.
What do you mean?
Like just staying at half mass is what
Yeah,
you're saying?
you gotta like perform still as a human being. Like you have to go out there and do the scene. Maybe this
Yeah.
is saying more about me
Maybe.
that I don't want to be
I
talking
still,
about.
looking
But yeah,
to
like-
see us suddenly taking off.
But yeah, I don't even know exactly. I think it was part of like the This Is Not Yet Rated documentary. But they were talking about stuff like that, about how like boobs and ass were fine.
Yeah.
And in some cases, bush were fine.
Bush
but
is
like,
fine, but like you can't.
yeah,
have,
but like showing a male penis was considered to be like a huge no-no for the MP or
Twist your mic a
PA.
little more that way, Robbie.
male
but, like,
penis
for the-
is fine. Like floppy male dick, fine.
But yeah, like if it's
Erect
erect,
dick.
it's considered to be a no-go.
It
for a
might
lot of
just
American
turn
films.
I
on
mean,
too
sure.
many dudes. I don't
Nobody
know.
wants to see erect penises.
That is super incorrect.
That is very incorrect. Thank you very
Don't know a
much.
single person.
I think
The only,
a lot of people would like to see.
in a weird way, I
just
think
a
one of the
giant
few.
hard cock.
I think one of the few movies that actually got away with having an erect penis was probably This Is the End,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it was a fake demon dick. So
Also, though, if okay, so we were watching X. If the shadow of that guy's penis was actually that penis, I might want to see it because it's just kind of impressive.
I've seen.
No further. We're done with this
I've
conversation.
seen-
actually,
Not personally.
we're done with the conversation.
Not
It's not even.
personally.
It's not even important anymore.
But
I
I
forgot what we
have-
were talking about.
I have seen this video. He didn't show it, but it's a dude with a dick that's like fucking way too long to actually do.
I think I know what you're
with.
talking about.
Like,
It's still like a lasso. Just,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And
So
he, like,
okay,
keeps
like-
it in a sock, a giant tooth.
yeah,
sock.
I know what she's talking about. There's a guy
Yeah.
in Mexico. He was trying to get disability, is what it was.
Yeah,
and-
having a giant dick.
Yeah,
he
because
can't actually do anything.
because like he was
what
saying
are
he
you gonna
can't
do?
work because of it. The reason why he says that he has it wrapped up so much is because it rubs against everything and gets raw. So he
That's
keeps
fair.
it wrapped up so that way it doesn't happen.
It is
And they
actually,
said,
like,
okay, we want proof of this giant dick. So he sent them X-rays of it. He wouldn't take it out of the sock. He just sent them X-rays.
Oh,
of
that's
this.
sketchy.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and like the thing that's the sketchiest and probably the grossest thing about all of this is that
It's like a screw.
no, that's probably worse. So like with the X-rays, what doctors found when they saw is like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a real thing. Like he really does have a 17-inch long penis. The problem with it is that all but 6 inches of it is foreskin.
like,
Oh.
wouldn't you just want to get that removed? So you
Apparently, he
can
doesn't want to
actually
get it
use
removed. Like they said, like, yeah, we can cut the foreskin off and you can live a normal life after that. And he said no.
It doesn't do. It hinders you actually.
Yeah,
Super
it does.
I imagine it would hinder you and not actually do anything good.
Yeah, like the whole
Ian
story's
does not
fucked
like
up.
this conversation.
like, okay, let's say you get an erection.
It's gonna be like as long as his goddamn.
You have to
body.
like. It's like
Where-
it's like
where
a
are you
tube.
gonna
So you
put
go
that?
like, how? What do you do with that? That's a non-functional.
Nothing.
No.
You can't do anything with
But
it.
that's the thing. He's trying to get disability for that because he says he can't work.
Anyway, are we canceled yet, or like?
I am going to use my producer ability to say we're about to take our break. Our break is going to be roughly 15 minutes, and when we come back, I will be playing Half-Life, and there should be significantly less talk about peni.
Well, maybe.
It counts. Let's see where this conversation
See how
takes us.
drunk Sam gets, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Sam drunk likes to talk about hard dick, apparently.
Don't
we're
like,
done.
don't like that sentence
We're
at all.
done. We are done. We will see you guys
I'm
in.
He is
an
threatening me with a
empowered
hammer right now.
female. I can fucking talk about it.
I'll talk about dick with you. I'm just saying we're done for today.
Enough penises.
Yeah, so we will be
Peni.
back in about 15 minutes. Gonna throw a BRB up real quick, but everybody.
But we will BRB.
Yeah, see you guys in 15.
Yeah.